Cyberworld episode 23 and 24 are garbage. Not horrible like the abomination known as episode 22, but it is still so bad. The first one being a nothing burger of an episode, and then the second one being an overbloated mess where there's too much going on. It doesn't give the story enough to breathe. And this sucks too. Two bad things for Transformers in a row. If you forgot about issue 30 of Transformers Skybound, which don't worry, there will be a video related to it that will be the next big D to the B project. With that out of the way, let's get into episode 23 first. The episode immediately opens up where the last episode ended, with Starscream and his seeker drones. Gosh darn it, Cyberworld, I still hate you for that. I still hate you for calling advanced drones seeker drones. I hate you so much. And the Autobots are trying to escape from Starscream, where Starscream says there's nowhere to run. And of course, the Autobots are trying to figure out how to get out of there. Then Jet Mirage has the best idea ever on hopping onto another road. So the Autobots do that immediately. And it seemed that the plan was working for like 5 seconds. Then Starscream's like, follow them. The drones follow them through the streets, and the Autobots are still trying to escape. But then, as soon as the Autobots can lose the drones, Optimus says to split up, so that it's harder for the drones to find them. The first perspective we get to see is Wheeljack and Mirage. Jet Mirage, I should say. Jet Mirage is questioning Wheeljack on how he was able to get off the radar for so long without anybody detecting him. And Wheeljack refuses to answer the question, and also at the same time, Wheeljack is intrigued with Jet Mirage's cloaking abilities. Of course, Jet Mirage keeps interrogating Wheeljack, where eventually Wheeljack decides to use a taser and says, I don't have to tell you anything. Which I'm with Wheeljack on this 100% because Jet Mirage is a rat and has went with the Decepticons so many times. He kinda is untrustworthy. I'd say he's probably more treacherous than Starscream in this continuity. Who knows? Maybe Jet Mirage is gonna stab him in the back with the Decepticons after getting some sort of information. Who knows? It's a mystery, but at the moment, we can't trust Jet Mirage. Of course, Jet Mirage, so frustrated that Wheeljack won't tell him anything, so he shouts and also gains the attention of the Seeker drones, and Jet Mirage is like, now look what you've done. I'm like, Jet Mirage, that was you! Absolute imbecile! So upset that you couldn't control your volume of your voice and you got caught because of it. Don't blame Wheeljack for something that was your fault. Remind the shill audience whose fault it was.
Now. You Autobots are so frustrating! Now you've done it.
On to the next scene of this episode. We see Starscream watching what's happening to his drones. Of course, then Starscream immediately tracks where Jet Mirage and Wheeljack are, and we get to see Jack and Jet Mirage destroy more of his drones, but then Starscream comes in to attack Jet Mirage and Jack. Wheeljack immediately takes down Starscream, launching him into the dumpster. Out of nowhere, Optimus comes in and gets Wheeljack's attention, and they all run away from Starscream united, while Starscream's in the dumpster. And of course, Optimus and Wheeljack get into a bit of a conversation about the mysterious power-up. Optimus says that they've encountered one of these before, and Wheeljack asks, you didn't use it, right? He said, a little. Jack said that they are extremely dangerous and they have dire side effects. Now, you get some interesting details about the orb on it having side effects. Now, what does it exactly do, which could cause these side effects? I don't know. The show hasn't answered. Hopefully, we actually get some more answers. Tad bit happy that we got a answer, even though it's not enough. For 20 And with the calculations of this episode and the episode after this, we are 24 episodes into a series that is 36 episodes. Running out of time, you need to start explaining your world a bit more. We are running out of time, especially the factor that each episode is 5 minutes. So, for its last couple episodes needs to step up its game, explain stuff. First, then the seeker drones find them and start chasing them, with one of them having a hologram of Starscream's head, and it turns out that Starscream is just sitting in the dumpster that he was launched in, instead of, I don't know, getting out of the dumpster, transforming, and joining his fellow drones. Sitting on this dumpster, like he's on the John. This is the perfect image to sum up Cyberworld as a whole. What is this? The Autobots continue getting away from Starscream, where then Wheeljack throws an EMP at the drones and it deactivates them. But of course, the Autobots heading to this dome where they're trying to enter the jungle, and it turns out we get sort of more explanation on certain areas of the world are locked gates. Yeah, you know, like those secret worlds or secret gates that you could only access if you hit a certain level, or if you're like Skylanders, you have to be a certain element to access a gate. Sort of like that, from what I'm gathering. So there's more areas to explore in this area. Yes? Nah, I'm not gonna give Girl Boss Alita any credit for that. No, that whole thing in episode 18 was still stupid, and I hated that they did that. All that build up for nothing. I still hate that. At the same time, Wheeljack's explaining these areas. Jet Mirage is being obnoxious. And Jet Mirage, just get out of here. And so it ends off with Grimlock and Snarl in the jungle, where then Grimlock gets taken and all the energy is drained out of him. Where Snarl runs. I'm wondering who could have done this to Grimlock. We'll have to wait and see. All right, let's go to episode 24. Episode 24 opens up with a power-up, and Girl Boss Alita says that no one else has found it, and B says the boost device has to be stronger than whatever's in that crate. Why are we looking for that? Why are we looking for this device? And Girl Boss Alita says, because the boost device is dangerous. Okay, so we know what this thing is called, the boost device, or at least a nickname for it. So we know details about its nickname and it being dangerous, but nothing else about it. More explanation, please. And Wheeljack says, Girl Boss Alita's right. We don't know the side effects. Hey, Wheeljack, you used one of those power-ups. And you said that there are dire side effects. So you should know what said side effects are, Wheeljack. Optimus drives in and says, with all the dangers out there, our strong defense is to, and then Optimus gets cut off because he notices something. Also, huge nitpick. Why are B and Optimus back to their upgraded forms? Like, can you explain this? Because, like, we introduced this back in episode 8, and then you completely threw it out in episodes 21 and 23. So why are we back to these forms, guys? Why are we back to these forms? How did they get back to these forms? Because it seems like they were all power boost out or whatever. We don't know, because the show refuses to explain anything and all the audience isn't willing to pull them out and ask for darn questions. Of course, B has to make a stupid joke saying our best defense is wait, which made me cringe when he said that. And Optimus is like, we're not alone. And they start to keep their guard. Then Snarl comes out of nowhere, and Snarl says that the crate is his. He won't let anyone stand in his way. And Optimus is like, let's stay calm. We're all friends here, right? And Snarl makes the comment that
this drop is needed. I will not see another taken from me.
Then out of nowhere, Chop Chop comes with Scorponok's arm riding it like a motorcycle, which is strange. That means Chop Chop this whole time has been fighting Scorponok. Last time we saw Scorponok, he went into the ground and we never saw him again. Then the Autobots start fighting Chop Chop. And while B's fighting Chop Chop, he says,
Not so big without your bite, huh? Big enough, bumblebutt!
where'd this hammer come from? Where did he get this hammer? Has he had the hammer the whole time? Hasn't he used it before? To know that he was mentally capable of using a hammer because he's absolutely insane. It's like if Gollum had a chainsaw. So this is just completely random. The hammer just came out of nowhere. Now we got the plot convenient hammer. Transition to Snarl, Girl Boss Alita, and Optimus fighting each other for the crate because one of them must have it. Once again, Optimus is trying to reason with Snarl. He's like, "What's happening, Snarl?" Snarl says, "Walk away, little Prime." Grimlock did when Optimus and Grimlock fought for the first time. Okay, maybe not, more the second time, if anything. They challenged each other who would lead their group. Then, of course, tries grabbing the crate, but Optimus does a wrestling move. Snarl. Girl Boss Alita says, "I'm trying to get a shot at Snarl," and then B comes in like an absolute imbecile. It's like, how about taking a shot at this guy? As Chop Chop is chasing him with the plot convenient hammer. Girl Boss Alita's like, I could do that. Of course, she helps assist B with Chop Chop. And then Wheeljack makes some calculations saying that a power-up should come. Then one appears by Bumblebee. Bumblebee gets it and is like, gunblade thingies just grow even bigger. Great power-up, guys. Power-up. It's not like that make things bigger would make it even harder to lift because, why? The bigger something is, the heavier it is. Girl Alita gets a power up, but she gets to go invisible. Boss Alita actually has a good point and tells Wheeljack, "Hey, maybe you should grab the crate." And Wheeljack's like, yeah, just a second. Boss Alita tries using her new cloak powers to Snarl, but somehow Snarl can detect that she is coming. Dodges her, and Girl Boss Alita ends up getting Optimus instead. Then, of course, doing like this barrel roll, but then Wheeljack decides to get off his tablet. Tablet time is over, and it's like, oh, scrap. His Spider-Man inspired whip. Actually, no. He uses his jazz-inspired whip from Fall of Cybertron, Snarl's leg, and Wheeljack's trying to hold him back. Of course, Wheeljack is not physically capable of keeping Snarl back. Power-up pops out of nowhere, and Wheeljack's power-up is multiple something, which gives him an extra thing for his whip, catching Snarl's arm before he could touch the crate. And, of course, B is still fighting Chop Chop, and then out of nowhere, Snarl has a power-up nearby him, so he grabs it, which makes Snarl stronger. And we like a little help, and then a pop-up, as we see Optimus, appears by Optimus, and now he's got jet boosters, going to help deal with Snarl. And then Snarl, Chop Chop on Scorponok's arm again, and Optimus are lunging towards the crate to get it, so then they can move on. But they're interrupted by Galvatron. Galvatron has finally returned in this show. And the funny thing is, he took too long to come back. I was even chatting with a friend on Discord, and he said, I completely forgot Galvatron was a character in this show. A lot, because this version of Galvatron is so forgettable. Galvatron reveals his top secret plan was let Snarl escape after he drained all the energy from Grimlock so they could get the power up for him and also get more people to fuel Galvatron. And here, as soon as, in the previous episode, as soon as Grimlock weakened, I knew it was Galvatron. I knew it was. Because Galvatron is the only one in this universe to have that power. sucked the life out of Transformers. Could have been someone like Mindwipe. Last time Mindwipe was used anything. Answer, it was Cyber Missions. Cyber Missions was the last time Mindwipe used in anything. His return. Well, actually, no. He got reused. His mold got reused for that Draculus robot. Which, not that, it does look kind of cool. Then decide to unite together to deal with Galvatron. Decides to use the power-up. Jack is warning him not to use it. And we get more button PTSD, or I should say circle PTSD. More vivid flashbacks, not enough details still. It will probably be revealed later on the show. I'd say episode 30 or 32 is when it will be revealed what happened. Or maybe it just won't happen, and they'll save it for the unnecessary season 2. For getting, I blame them for that. With this power-up, Optimus is going after Galvatron. Of course, it doesn't work at first, which it did in Galvatron's premiere episode. It didn't work then. He was so strong that he crushed it and destroyed it. But then Optimus gets Mary Sue powers. No, wait, correction. Gary Stu powers. Optimus uses his temporary Gary Stu powers to stop Galvatron. But he's not successful, and all the Autobots decide to work together to stop Galvatron. Of course, not working. And Wheeljack is like, that's strange, something big is heading our way, which I think we all know, I think you know where this is heading. Optimus is looking at Snarl, and Snarl gives him the approval that Optimus has always wanted. And then Optimus goes to the crate, and what is in the crate? It's Optimus's Ion Blaster. Yes, the Ion Blaster is in this continuity. And you get pandering G1 references. Now look, open to references of the past, but this is just so necessary. His iconic blaster. He also move as 1986. Hey, modern media, stop ruining the epic moment from Transformers the movie. Please stop it. Repeating it, the more it's going to lose its magic. In 1986, it worked. A few other continuities that they did it. Stop doing it over and over again. Think of it. But then Galvatron, you really think you could stop me? And then Optimus cliche, no, but he can. And Gorponok comes in and knocks Galvatron out. And so, where is Gorponok's arm? And then the others start running away, and especially Chop Shop. And that's how the episode ends. A useless episode, which did anything, and we had a bloated episode of too much. Really sucks at writing. It either too little into the plot or too much where the episode can breathe and it's mostly just action. Where's the story? Like the 1,000th time, but it's a kid's show, it doesn't need a story. Well, you need to get out of this video because you are a complete idiot. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Actually, no, I've said it more than once. Kidding dumb show. This show is trash. Just accept that you like it. And have the right to not like it. Just accept it. Don't listen because it's a kid's show. Screw Cam for starting this stupid narrative. But yeah, episodes were trash. And they belong to trash. They were all. Not as episode 22. 22 is the worst one by far. I mean, they're gonna make it worse because that's all this show can do is make the show even worse. An enjoyable episode, and that was the Starscream episode. But even that had problems. This is bad. This is really these episodes. I don't like them. But always criticize and rise up.